Lesson 8.3, finding x-intercepts in unfactored form. Directions say to find all x-intercepts of the function, express your answer as a list of x values. And so we basically already done this too. When we did factoring, that's the whole purpose of it, is to find the roots or the solutions or the x-intercepts where y is 0. So remember, you always have to have your function set equal to 0. Then you're trying to factor what's remaining. So if I can take out an x squared, that'll simplify this down to x to the 4th minus 81. This is actually a difference of squares because I have an even exponent, and 81 is a perfect square. So I'll break x to the 4th into x squared times x squared. Square root of 81 is 9, so one's going to be plus 9, one's going to be minus 9. I can actually go on and solve from there, or if you wanted to, you could factor right here. I think I'm going to go ahead and solve because it's a little bit faster for me. So this would get 0. This would be x squared equals negative 9, which square rooting that gets me positive negative 3i. That won't actually be an x-intercept. And then this one would be adding the 9 over, square rooting that would be plus or minus 3. So my answers are 0 and positive or negative 3. All right, number 2. This is 0. So I can factor out an x cubed from everything. That would leave me with an x squared plus 14x plus 49. This is a basic trinomial I need to factor. So I'm going to make 2 sets of parentheses for my binomials. What 2 numbers multiply to make 49 that add to make 14? That would be 7 and 7. So now my x-intercepts, this is still 0. That gets negative 7. Negative 7 and another negative 7. Again, I don't have to write the same x-intercept out twice, so I'll just put in 0 and negative 7 are my x-intercepts. All right, number 3. I can take out an x cubed, and that leaves me with 5x squared minus 17x plus 6. Unfortunately, this is a trinomial that requires slide and divide, since I can't factor out the 5. So I'm just going to do the work real quick. That would be x squared minus 17x plus 30. And that would be 2 negatives. That'd be negative 15 and negative 2. Go back and divide by 5. So I get my x cubed times x minus 3 times, slide that back up, 5x minus 2, all equal to 0, which makes my x-intercepts be 0, 3, and positive 2/5. I'm not going to write it out again. There they are. And then the last one, this is, or it has 4 terms, so remember we factor by grouping. I would still make sure, though, you can't take anything out from every single term. They don't all have an x, and then this has a coefficient of 1, so I can't divide out a number. So then I'm ready to start. I'm going to definitely take out a negative, and I'm going to take out an x squared from the first 2 terms. That would leave me with a times x squared minus 1, because I want this to distribute to make, oh, hold on, what did I do? I wrote negative 4x, and I did not mean to write that. Back up, back up. I'm going to take out an x squared. I don't know what I said. Then that leaves me with a negative 4x minus, oh my goodness. Take out a negative x squared. I'm struggling. Minus 1. Ooh. Okay, and then that distributes to make it, right? Negative 4x cubed plus x squared. Okay, next 2 terms, whatever the middle term is, that's the sign you take out. 16 is a GCF. 16 times 4 makes 64. And then that would be minus 1. Yep, remember that these 2 should always match. That's how you know you did it correctly. Oh, that's smearing. And then to write your final answer, you take the GCFs, put those together in a parentheses, and then the 4x's minus 1's together. Okay, I'm actually going to go ahead and solve these from here. I'm going to add the 16 over, so now it's positive. Divide by -1. So now that makes that a -16. Square rooting a negative gets plus or minus 4i. That's not going to be an x-intercept. This gets positive 1/4, and that's the only x-intercept that I'll have. So that's just basically a review of all the different types of factoring we've done.